The first Chromebooks were released in 2011, and these were mostly budget devices with cheap specs and low quality builds. Then, Google changed it all in 2013 when they released the Chromebook Pixel. The Chromebook Pixel brought along a new wave of more expensive, premium Chromebooks that could really take Chrome OS to the next level. Other companies quickly followed suit, and now there's a huge variety of more premium Chromebooks on the market. This is one of them. The HP X360 Chromebook 14 is overall a great Chromebook, and I've used it as my daily laptop for the past 4 months. This is my full, in-depth review. Let's get started. I'll just start out with some background information about this laptop. It is a Chromebook, which means it runs Chrome OS, and this computer will get updates until June of 2025. It is a convertible touchscreen laptop, and it comes with an Intel Core i3-8130U with 8GB of RAM and 64GB of eMMC flash storage. And in my opinion, this is one of the best premium Chromebooks out there that's not currently made by Google. I'll start out with the build quality of this device. At 3.5 pounds, this isn't the lightest laptop out there, but it's not too heavy either. The lid and keyboard deck are anodized aluminum, but the bottom is plastic. Honestly though, that didn't really matter to me, it was basically unnoticeable during normal use. This computer has a pretty elegant design, it looks premium and it also feels premium. The matte two-tone design is pretty unique, and it really adds some flair to this laptop. There are some noticeable bezels around the screen, especially top and bottom, but they aren't crazy big and they're useful for using the device as a tablet. It feels pretty solid with minimal screen and keyboard deck flex, and it doesn't feel like anything's gonna break when you use it in tablet mode. One complaint that I do have is the hinge. It is way too loose. Shaking your device easily causes the hinge to fall, and it doesn't stand up too well in display mode. This can also be annoying when you're trying to use the touchscreen, as there is lots of screen wobble. Unfortunately, even though the hinge is so loose, you still can't open this laptop with one finger, which really takes away from the experience. Overall, this is decent build quality, but it's definitely outclassed by some other devices like the new Pixelbook Go. The keyboard on this computer is quite good, bordering on great. The keys are well spaced and have enough travel for comfortable use, unlike some other laptops. This makes it comfortable for long typing sessions and such. They also have a great tactile click when you're using it. The keyboard is backlit, and the backlight gets bright enough for night use, but it does bleed out from under the keys, which I don't find annoying, but some people do. Overall, this is just a great keyboard. I would call it a close second to the Pixelbook. The trackpad is also quite good. It supports multi-touch gestures, of course, and it is quite accurate. I honestly have no complaints about it. Of course, it's not as good as MacBook trackpads, but it's still quite good considering the price point. I have no real problems with the input devices on this computer. They really are enjoyable to use and don't detract from the experience at all. Where this computer really excels is performance. On paper, the Intel Core i3-8130U and 8GB of RAM don't sound too impressive, but you have to remember that this is a Chromebook, and Chromebooks are built to run on super cheap hardware. With these specs, this Chromebook just flies. I can have dozens of tabs open, Android apps, and run Linux applications at all, and there are very few hiccups, and they're barely noticeable. This is definitely a great performer if you want to get more out of your laptop, and even dual boot Linux, so if you're a power user, you won't be disappointed. This laptop also performs quite well in the battery department. On max brightness, with medium or lighter usage, I can get around 10 hours of screen on time, and at a lower brightness, I can usually get around 12 hours. I would tend to stick with the 10-hour estimate though, because this screen doesn't get too bright. What I really enjoy about this battery though is that I'm never worried about it dying, because in addition to it lasting quite a while, it also charges up very fast. The most disappointing aspect of this laptop has to be the screen. It is a 14-inch touchscreen, but the real problem is it doesn't get very bright. For indoor use, it's normally fine, but if you want to use this computer outdoors at all, you should just forget about it. The screen only gets to about 250 nits of max brightness, which is really not bright enough for outdoor use. Other than the brightness though, the screen isn't too bad. It's fairly crisp and colors are pretty accurate. But if you work outside, just remember, this isn't the laptop for you. It does not get bright enough. The webcam on this computer is also pretty dismal. It takes dark, grainy, and low-quality shots, even in well-lit spaces. If you need a good webcam, I would stay away from this laptop. The port selection on this laptop is quite good. There are two USB 3.1 Type-C ports that can be used for both media and charging, which is convenient. There's also one USB Type-A port for your older accessories, as well as a microSD slot, a Kensington lock slot, and a headphone jack. Overall, this is a great selection. It's just missing HDMI, which is forgivable because this is a thin and light laptop. The speakers on this laptop are decent. They're loud enough to fill a small to medium room with little distortion, and the sound is clear and pleasant to listen to. There is some lack of bass, but that is forgivable. Overall, it's a nice listening experience, and there is a headphone jack if you want to plug in headphones. Overall, this is an outstanding Chromebook. Great performance, good build quality, and a great keyboard come together for an amazing use experience. My only complaint is the dim screen, which can become quite annoying. Other than that, the experience of using this Chromebook has been simply amazing. Now, in general, this laptop is priced at $600 on Amazon and Best Buy, but I would recommend waiting until you can find it for about $350 on Best Buy. This is just a crazy deal for this Chromebook, and I would highly recommend it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate that, and I will see you next time.